James Gunn's Superman Legacy has a chance at being better than Man of Steel. I think this is a stupid fucking tweet, and I responded to it by saying, I was like, look, you're talking about two completely different iterations of the character, and they should be allowed to express themselves on how the artist sees fit. So, however James Gunn sees fit to express his version of Superman and Superman Legacy, fine.
Superman. Yeah.
But it's like, they should... You can't judge. You can't say, will it be better? We haven't even seen it. All we know who the actor is. That's all we know. That's the only thing we know about this fucking movie is who the actor is.
The actor?
And that's it. That's it. It's all we know. And so for anyone who says, oh, it's going to bomb, it's going to flop, it's going to do this and that, like, you don't fucking know what you're talking about.
I mean, there are some people who know. I mean, recently, I spoke to Man of Steel. Okay, wait, no.
Yeah! That was legitness.
Yeah, it was, huh?
But no, it's like, I get tired of this narrative where people were like, oh, it's going to bomb, it's going to fail, you know, James Gunn won't last past Superman Legacy.
Well, you don't know that. You don't
they
speak
just
for him.
fucking expanded the DC studios over in Leavenstead or whatever, how the fuck you pronounce it, in fucking England. And you're telling me like, oh yeah, they're not going to move forward with James Gunn. Fuck that. Of course they are. If you...
Well, you don't know that. You don't speak for James Gunn.
But here's the thing is that like, if you're saying that, oh, he won't make it past Superman Legacy, then you essentially want what happened to the DCEU. Well, the person who was the architect of DCEU, you want him out so that they have to reboot everything and they have to start over again or course correct? No, we don't want that. At
They
this
have
point,
to course correct with Corn Sweat.
Corn Sweat. And people were like, oh, because they have this narrative in their head, like, hey, if we get rid of James Gunn, they'll bring Zack Snyder back.
No, that's not.
You don't know that. And I'm not saying Zack Snyder's
happen.
moved on. I'm not saying that he's moved
You
on
don't
at all.
speak for Zack, Andre. You don't speak
I know, I don't, but I'm not. That's what I'm
you
saying.
don't
I'm not saying that he's moved on, but currently he's busy making Rebel Moon that like a lot of DC fans don't give a shit about. It's sad because Rebel Moon's gonna be so badass, and all they want him to do is come back and do DC movies. It's like, dude, let the man do what he wants to do. Phil writes, if anything, if Superman Legacy bombs, he'd likely take a back seat from directing for a while, especially in
and he'll probably
DC projects.
say Superman Legacy isn't canon to the DCU.
Maybe. But no, and I think that James Gunn is really just going to direct Superman Legacy and then direct episodes of Peacemaker, and that's really it.
Well, what about
I don't think
Commando?
he's going to continue to direct movies moving forward. I think he's doing this one because I think honestly, he wrote the movie. He knows how he wants it to be portrayed, and I think that this is another way of him taking responsibility for the DCU, saying, "Hey, look, if it sucks, come at me. Don't come at anybody else. Like,
Come after me.
This is my thing."
I don't know. I'm 40.
That's what he's gonna say.
You're trying to find the clip.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
It's gonna be James Gunn right there. Robert writes, a successful DCU and a solid studio proves to be a better chance in seeing Zack back to complete his arc in the DCU failing and it rebooting again and again. Look, yeah, they have to have success in order for us to get the things that we want. If they have to reboot again, let's say things happen the way that some people want, where they're like, oh yeah, after Superman Legacy, he got fired. Same with Peter Safran. Yay! And then what? Let's say they bring in someone like Dan Lin, or they bring in some other dude who takes over. You think he's going to be like, oh man, now that I'm here, now that I got this job, I'm going to bring in Zack Snyder and have him do his whole thing. Probably not. They're gonna be like, okay, cool. Now that I'm here, I want to do...
If I was brought in to do DC, I'm doing my own
Real
thing.
Anarchy. They posted this, but this is the Instagram from James Gunn. He says, if you think of anything as investing time and effort, no matter what shared universe, you definitely shouldn't be. Every story should be enjoyed and worth partaking in itself, without its attachment to the outside world. If it feels like homework, screw it. Shared universes should add fun to the individual stories, not the other way around. The individual stories and the characters are much more important to me than connections between them. And people would say, okay, so you're not going to do a connected universe? What the fuck are you talking about? I think what he's saying is that, like, the goal here is to focus on these individual stories and to enrich the characters as you start to connect them together. You know, looking back at the DCEU, you know, Zack did Man of Steel, and they were all over his nuts. The studio was all over him saying, when are we going to get to Justice League? When are we going to get to Justice League? So because of that, he created a story that brought the league together and had, you know, had the 5-part story arc that left room. Well, that left room for you know, for other filmmakers to have their individual stories. Here's another one, and this guy Shay really like prided himself on this. Like he thought he really got him. He posted this and said, underline Zack. And then he goes, I would think it was obvious that I meant that Zack hadn't expressed any interest to me in our discussions. So you can quit spamming this on every single post. And I think he really got annoyed with this. And to me, it's kind of like...
Oh, yeah, I could tell he got annoyed because of the yelling mark. I meant exclamation mark.
But even this, like, to keep posting this is kind of like, what are you hoping to achieve? Are you hoping that he'll go, hey, you're right, guys, I fucked up. I shouldn't have said that. I think he is interested. It's like, who gives a shit? Nothing is going to change that. Nothing is going to bring him back. None of this is going to change James Gunn's mind. He's in charge. Him and Peter Safran are in charge of the DCU. So the more you spam him about this bullshit, the more he's going to be like, go fuck yourself.
And you know what? I would not blame James Gunn if he doesn't want to, you know, restore the Snyderverse. Because, you know, sometimes I don't think some fans really deserve it.
Well, and this is what I'm talking about, you know, James Gunn strikes back. He finally fires back. He finally fired back at a fan who tried to troll him. And he says, fucking, dude, he didn't say it to me in our conversations when he was giving me fucking praise or saying good luck. You know what I mean? So it's like, go fuck off. And I'm just tired of the narrative of like, oh, we got to catch him in a lie. We got to catch him in a lie. We're going to get you. It's kind of like,
you know,
because they're trying to create a narrative of like, how do we make him look so bad and catch him in a lie that they'll get him out of there? It's not going to happen.
He does hate the Dark Knight trilogy movies. And
yeah, well, guess what? Fucking Ryan Zieverpit hates the Dark Knight Rises, and I'm not a huge fan of that either, but it is what it is, you know. It's like fuck. But I'm tired of the narrative, dude. I'm tired of it. It's so sophomoric.
I'm tired of these people.
It's just slow. Exactly.
Like
I feel like Dr. Manhattan. I'm tired of these people. You know, I'm tired of all their drama and their bickering. It's just so stupid.
I'm tired of all the scoops. We're going to talk about Wonder Woman 3.
We are eventually. That's what
that's not happening.
That's not happening either. It's not happening.
Why do people keep saying it's gonna happen?
I mean, just
they keep digging up old shit.